Another reason why taking this bucket list trip now is so important. When is the next time we are going to see gas under $3 a gallon? Maybe never.
When we were at the Emerald Desert Resort, we shared the hot tub with other travelers who had just visited Kartchner Caverns State Park in eastern Arizona. Kartchner Caverns just happened to be right along my route, about an hour east of Tucson, so I decided to make an overnight stop here. When I made the reservation while I was in Palm Desert, okay, sing along with me, everybody. I got the last available campsite yet again.
I'm at Kartchner Caverns State Park in eastern Arizona. What you see behind me is the visitor center. Really well done. They've spent some money here making it welcoming for visitors and campers. They offer 2 cave tours here. One is of the big room, and I think the other one's called the Rotunda. And I'm going to be doing both tours, but they do not allow cell phones and they do not allow cameras during the tour. That's due to the environmental nature of the cave, trying to keep the lighting just so, and trying to keep tour groups together. So I'm going to do that based on memory and tell you what it was like. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And until then, I'm going to go inside the visitor center, check it out, and see what's inside.
The visitor facilities are top-notch with a large auditorium, informative modern displays, and a gift shop. They really do a great job in the visitor center, including piping in the sound of drip, 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 which you get to hear during the cave tour. I even got a chance to see what it's like to hear like a bat. Each cave tour was kind of spendy at $23 per tour, but once you see the cavern facility, you'll see that it's well worth it. The trail through the caves are paved, nicely lit, and wheelchair accessible, so there's no need for scrambling over rocks or through narrow passageways. I was most impressed by the 58-foot tall column named Kubla Khan. They do a cool light show during the Rotunda tour, and you get a real appreciation for the hundreds of thousands of years Mother Nature took to make these formations.
This is the Foothills Trail at Kartchner Caverns State Park in Arizona, and it is beautiful. It's a well-marked trail. It's just the right amount of challenge for a guy who's getting just a little older. I didn't say that. And on the trail I found this really cool set of binoculars here. And it has an address label on it. So I'm going to mail this to the person who forgot it here and make sure they have it back, because it works well and it's really cool. So, all right, I'm going to continue on this hike, but check out this view. It's just gorgeous.
When I got back to the visitor center, I gave the binoculars to Ranger Rochelle, and it turns out that Chad, the person who lost them, left a note and his contact info there in case anyone found them. Rochelle reassured me that Chad would be reunited with his binoculars, so I was very happy about that.
When I was at Kartchner Caverns, I saw an ad for Tombstone, Arizona. So, I only drive 2 or 3 hours a day so that I can see places like this. Anyway, here I am in Tombstone, Arizona, kind of waiting for a gunfight to break out, but it's a really cool place, as you can see. Wyatt Earp? Not sure. Anyways, pretty cool stop.
Well, since I was just passing through town, I had to pick and choose what to do, so I decided to go and check out the nearby silver mine.
Going into a mine.
The tour was really interesting. I learned a lot about silver mining, some local history, and a couple new Scrabble words like VUG, V-U-G, look it up. Right out of Tombstone, I encountered my first Border Patrol checkpoint station.
Well, what happens at a Arizona Border Patrol checkpoint? I'm not sure. We'll see. Thank you. Okay, apparently nothing happens. To me, anyway. I was glad to see that.
Continuing on now to New Mexico. I mentioned I only like to drive a few hours a day, and I definitely don't like setting up camp in the dark. So freecampsites.net said there was BLM land near Gage, New Mexico. I decided to break my journey there and was pleased to find that there was a very basic RV park accessible from the gas station for just $12 per night, including hookups.
Okay, I drove all the way out here to Oliver Lee State Park only to find that all the available walk-in sites are full. Full. So I called the KOA and they were like, oh, it's a really busy weekend. This is President's Day weekend. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, I called them and they said, for 3 nights, don't know, we'll see. She says, we have one site available. Just laughed. I laughed again. I said, I'll take it. Again, it's the last site. How many times is this going to happen to me where it's the last site available? That is crazy nutty.
Staying at the KOA in Alamogordo definitely worked out really well. After 3 weeks on the road, it was nice to have easy access to stores to resupply, to refill my almost empty propane, and to do some
And all
laundry.
kinds of activities because they have a big lake. Oh, always. Always, isn't that the case?
Let me just go see if it's still in here.
It's probably,
Sure enough, this sign was flashing in the window when I arrived. This KOA had the best Wi-Fi I've had so far on this trip, so I was able to upload the previous episode and download movies for the next stage of my trip. In addition, and maybe most importantly, at just 20 minutes away, this was probably the closest camping to National Park number 41 on my list, White Sands.
All right, I'm getting my first look at White Sands National Park, and it's kind of like snow, but just a little bit dirtier. But it's really weird to see dunes that are this color. Wow, how freaky. Okay, this is super duper cool. I mean, super duper cool. Okay, I've parked the truck here at White Sands in a nice big parking area, and I'm gonna touch this white sand for the first time. Let's see what it's like. All right, here we go. Ooh, it's sandy, but I don't know. The first thing I thought of when I touched it was like shave ice, from Hawaii. But it's really fine. It's really, really fine. Look at that. And cold, but yeah. Okay, it's like white sand. That's really cool. Okay. This is walking up a white sand dune. Not too different than walking up a regular sand dune. Oh, it's a workout. Okay. Just want to see what it looks like when you get to the top up here. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're almost there. Made it. Here we are. White Sands National Park. Beautiful mountains in the distance over there. Yeah, it's great. I was told one of the funnest things to do is to go barefoot. So, let's see what this is like. Oh, it's cold. It feels like a cold sandy beach.
I had the most wonderful day exploring White Sands National Park. I rode my mountain bike around the 8-mile loop road, found a quiet spot to simply enjoy the sun and sand for a couple hours, and I went on a sunset hike led by a park ranger. Now, did I mention this was President's Day weekend? The hike was so crowded that I bailed and found my own personal white dune to watch the sunset. You can watch it with me right now.
So being out here today has been so great at White Sands National Park. And I'm just thinking, there may come a time in not too many years when I can't do this anymore. I can't climb these dunes. Physically I can't ride my bike or hike around. So if you're waiting around to make your bucket list happen, stop waiting. Make it happen. Do it while you can. That is my advice. Live life, right? All right.